NASCAR Xfinity Series race has officially concluded from Dover International Speedway, and Connor Zilisch has picked up a second straight Xfinity Series win and his fourth win of 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to the video. I just got done watching NASCAR Xfinity Series race from Dover International Speedway, the Bet Rivers 200. We got quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. Let's begin by talking about the driver who picked up the win and the victory, and that, of course, is Connor Zilisch. This is Connor Zilisch's first ever rain-shortened win, but he dominated the majority of this event. He started up in third position, and he didn't have the fastest car early in this race. Guys like Brandon Jones looked really good out there. Taylor Gray actually dominated the early portion of the race and led flag to flag from lap 1 to lap 45 and was able to win stage number 1. Eric Almirola, who would be the biggest threat to Zilisch at the end of the day, would get up to second position, but just ran out of time to get up there. Taylor Gray would come off the corner and win stage number 1 in pretty dominating fashion. Then the pit stops happened, and basically, unfortunately for Taylor Gray, he had a really bad pit stop. Brandon Jones actually won the race off pit road, and Connor Zilisch would come out in second position. On the restart, Connor Zilisch got a great run on the outside of Brandon Jones and was able to take the race lead, and Connor Zilisch started pulling away. But Eric Almirola and Brandon Jones were closing in on Connor Zilisch as this race progressed and went on. And as traffic came into play as the run progressed and went on, Connor started pulling away a little bit, but then they caught him a little bit near the end of stage number 2. There's some good racing throughout the middle of the pack and probably up front a little bit, but they weren't really able to get to Connor. Connor would pull out a pretty solid and really big lead, and coming off the corner by about 2 or 3 tenths of a second, Connor Zilisch would lead pretty much every single lap of stage 2 and win stage number 2. Then all the lead lap cars have then come down pit road, with Connor Zilisch winning the race off of pit road once again, with Brandon Jones being in second. But there would be a little bit of issue for Connor as Kyle Sieg would decide to stay out. They were trying to play the weather game a little bit and thinking we could have a chance and opportunity to maybe win this race. That's why we stayed out. Unfortunately, Ross Chastain had issues. He had to come back down pit road. Sammy Smith got a speeding penalty as well. Multiple of the junior motorsports cars did have some trouble and some problems. And Eric Almirola also did not have the best pit stop and would drop back quite a bit. On the ensuing restart, Connor Zilisch got a fantastic restart on the outside and was able to take the race lead from the guy on the inside, that being Kyle Sieg, and pulled out a couple tenths of a second lead. But Brandon Jones was able to maintain the gap and kept up right there behind Connor Zilisch. And then everyone was hearing on the radio, rain is coming. You know, rain is going to be a factor all day. Rain had canceled Cup Series qualifying earlier in the day, and we knew rain was going to be a major factor. And for a couple laps here, Brandon Jones is actually closing in on Connor Zilisch and maintaining the gap. But as the run progressed and went on, that 88 car really started checking out and pulling away from the field. And with about 65 to 70 laps to go, after having about a second lead, the caution will come out, and Connor Zilisch will be the race leader with the rain caution, the third caution and final yellow of the day. The cars would then come down pit road. NASCAR would get the jet tires and the air titans out on the racetrack. They got the track a little bit of progress to get the track back going. Then, of course, more rain came in. Then they got the air tines back out once again. But with darkness coming into play with a later start time, this race would end up being official. The race would be called under rain, with Connor Zilisch being the driver to pick up the win and score his 4th win of 2025, his 5th career NASCAR Xfinity Series win, and his 2nd win on an oval, but his first, as many will say, on a traditional oval. Yes, this is a rain-shortened win for Connor Zilisch, but Connor Zilisch absolutely earned this win. He led 77 of the 134 laps. He had the fastest car, especially on a longer run in this race, and that 88 car looked really strong and really good all day long. And this is a big deal for Connor Zilisch, because to have your 4th win of the season and have 8 consecutive top 5s in a row, with his average finish improving from a 2.48 coming in today, I think his average like a 2.2 or 2.3 at this point, and going back to back, I think it's safe to say that he may be now the championship favorite, because what he is doing right now is absolutely unbelievable. 4 wins. I know he's been good at road courses. Yes, he probably should have won that race in Mexico, but he's been so good this season, continues to get better since that back injury. He continues to do incredible things. A massive win for Connor Zilisch. Congratulations to him on scoring his 4th win of the year. A big deal and a massive deal for him to pick up the win in victory. So now we're going ahead and take a look at the race results and get my score and thoughts on today's race. So Connor Zilisch picks up the win. Eric Almirola finished second. I think Almirola was the only guy who could challenge Connor Zilisch most of the day. Almirola, I think, had a really good long run car, but he never got the chance opportunity, especially on the long run, to get the chance and opportunity to get there. But Almirola with a really good day, expected to be a factor, and he was today. Great run for him. He finishes in second. He's going to be back next week in Indy as well, and that 19 probably going to be a factor there. Brandon Jones finished third. A really good good run for Brandon Jones today. He ran top 5 almost majority of the race, had a really good car, one of his better runs he's had. He's been pretty good in that 20 car this year, but today put together a really strong run. He finished third, good run for Brandon Jones. Justin Allgaier finished 4th. I'm going to be honest, I really thought Justin Allgaier was going to get up there and challenge for the win today, and he had a really good car, don't get me wrong, but just not enough there to get the victory lane. It just seemed like once he got back in the dirty air a little bit and got up front, the competition got better for him. He finished 4th, though, a solid day for Justin Allgaier. Jesse Love finished 5th. Quiet top 5 for him. Jesse Love had a solid day today. Fell back a little bit early, but they made that car a little bit better and showed some solid speed. He finishes 5th. Ryan Sieg finished 6th. A much-needed confidence booster for the 39 team. This 39 team has been hemorrhaging points in recent weeks in Xfinity competition. He needed a run like this today. First top 10 since Pocono. Solid run for him in 6th place. Good run for Ryan Sieg. Taylor Gray finished 7th. That pit stop cost Taylor Gray this wins. I think Taylor Gray early maybe had the fastest car, but nothing to show for at the end of the day. But he's got to be really happy about that because he did a solid job today. He put together a really strong performance. He finishes 7th. Really good run for Taylor Gray. Sheldon Creed finishes 8th. Solid top 10 run for Sheldon Creed. Just didn't have the pace and speed to contend for the victory, but a solid top 10 run. A good confidence booster for the 00 team. William Swalsh finished 9th. Want to give him a shout out. These last couple weeks, this 18 team has been really starting to click. He's not running up there contending for wins, but he's getting top 10s and even top 5s. That's what I want to see from William Swalsh. He's been showing improvement the last couple weeks. Good to see him have a solid run today. He finishes in 9th, and Christian Eckes finishes 10th. Not a bad day for Christian. Not a great day, but not a bad day for Eckes. He comes home with another top 10 finish. Harrison Burton finished 11th, qualified decently for this race. He didn't have a good car in practice, but they made that car definitely a little bit better as the race progressed and went on. He comes home with a solid top 15 finish. Not a bad day for Harrison. Continues to outperform Haley Deegan in that car. Sam Mayer finished 12th. Disappointed with his run. I really thought he'd be a factor today, maybe for a potential win. He just never had the pace and speed all day long. Just struggled all day. Also lost a lot of ground to Connor Zilisch today. He finished 12th. Austin Hill finished in 13th. Disappointing day for Hill as well. Was in the bottom top 10 at best today. Just didn't have the pace and speed to contend. The car was not good for them all day long. Just a struggle. Matt DiBenedetto finished 14th. Solid top 15 run for Matt DiBenedetto today. That team's had some decent runs at times. Got some really cool sponsorship with Savannah Bananas coming in and sponsoring. So solid day for Matty Dean, 14th. Carson Quaffle finished 15th. Really disappointing Carson Quaffle. He was my pick coming this weekend because I really thought Quaffle was going to be a factor, but that one team just was out to lunch most of the day. They got the car a little bit better, but they just didn't have the pace and speed all day long. Major struggle for him. He finished back in 15th. Dean Thompson finished 16th. Not a bad day for him. Jake finished 17th. He got a speeding penalty 1 point in this race, of course, making his NASCAR Xfinity Series debut. He had a solid day, all things considered, for a rookie. I know it's not like guys like doing as good as guys like Larson and Byron and Elliott and Bowman in there, or even Corey Day at this point, but nonetheless, a decent debut for Jake. Unfortunately, probably won't be back in that car this year. He will be getting a top 20. Ryan Truex finished 18th. Not surprised to see that car struggle a little bit. I got outperformed by his teammate most of the day. I like Ryan a lot, but a little bit of struggle today for the 24 car. Just a struggle. Also cool to see Martin Truex Jr. back. Parker Reslov finished 19th. Not a bad day for him in the top 20. And Jeb Burton finished in 20th. Daniel Dye finished 21st. Raj Crew finished 22nd. He had a top 20 car a lot of this race, but unfortunately, I believe got a bad pit stop on the final pit stop of the day, but did recover to score a top 25 finish, so not a bad day for Raja. Anthony Alfredo finished 23rd. Sammy Smith finished 24th after unfortunately scoring a speeding penalty. Brendan Poole finished 25th. Jeremy Clemens finished 26th. Josh Williams finished 27th. Seemed like those cars a lot of the day, and for Colleague were out to lunch most of the day. At least we saw one car get a top 10. Terrible day for Josh Williams. LeVar Scott finished 28th, was holding up the leaders at the end. He got a speeding penalty, was running in a top 25 early, faded back a bit, but not a terrible day for someone making their rookie start. Lenny Huntman finished 29th, and Ryan Ellis finished in 30th. 31st place finish for Kaz Grala. Unfortunately, the last race for the Hour Motorsports team, they are ceasing operations. That car just had no speed whatsoever. They're officially done as an organization. Blaine Perkins finished 32nd. 33rd place finish for Nick Lights. 34th for Josh Valinki. 35th place for Garrett Smithley. 36th for Kyle Sieg. 37th for Nick Sanchez. And finishing last in 30th is Ross Chastain. Unfortunately for Nick Sanchez and Ross Chastain, they both had failures and fell out of the race just minutes before the race got called. They had some sort of mechanical gremlins and issues. Dovers can do that for you. Tough break for that after the 9 car showed really good speed with the SPG the last couple weeks. That's the end of the day for the 9 and the 48. So now, let's talk about the overall race, and I'll give my score and thoughts on today's race. I'm going to be real and honest, this race is kind of like a straightforward event. There really wasn't a lot that happened. There never really was a attempt for a pass for the lead. I after the restarts in the event. There was decent racing at times, but it was very difficult to pass. Guys that had fresher tires and better cars could not really pass throughout the day. It wasn't a most exciting event, and you really didn't get a complete event with the rain coming in. I'm going to be real and honest. I don't know why we started this race at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time at a track that doesn't have lights. I understand that CW wants the later start times for the ratings, but I think it'd make a lot more sense for tracks that, do not have lights to start the race at like 2 or 2:30. I think if you have a shorter race like the Xfinity race was today, I think you could start it at 2 or 2:30, but there's no excuse for a 4:30 Eastern Standard Time start, especially at a track that does not have lights and you don't have a major window if rain comes into play. So that's disappointing. I'm going to kind of leave the score a little bit invalid for this one since we didn't get a full race. My score is going to be a little bit unknown at this time until we get more thoughts on it later. So, that is going to today's NASCAR Xfinity Series race review from Dover. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Let's get below that and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. What are your thoughts on today's NASCAR Xfinity Series race? Let me know in the comments below, and congratulate Connor Zilisch on picking up another win. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow morning on the channel, we're going to have the starting lineup video for the Cup Series race at Dover, and depending on what happens with the weather tomorrow, we should have the Cup review. Then, of course, on Monday, we are going to have a NASCAR news video drop. We're going to talk more about the updates on the loss between 25 and front row and the uncertainty around Tyler Reddick's contract currently at the moment with that team. We'll also talk about the Hour Motorsports shutting down their program, unfortunately, and Chicago Street Course also going away. We're going to have a lot of content coming out soon on people like Haley Ding and Shane Van Gisbergen, Collards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Ryan Preece, Cletus McFarland, Dodge Ram, Frankie Muniz, you name it, Tony Breidinger, all the good stuff we'll be talking about on the channel. We're also going to have the Brickyard 400 intros most likely coming out on Tuesday, so expect that to come very, very soon. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody, along with Eric Almirold, Chandler Smith, and Red Bull as well in Junior Motorsports.